Okay, so for question 7, it says compare the equation you wrote to the model, the graph of the arithmetic sequence to the explicit formula written in the function form. What do you notice? Okay, so this is our arithmetic sequence. This right here, the blue one, is our function that they worked out right here. And this is the one that we have from yesterday, the equation from page 10. They want us to compare this one to this equation to this one. This is arithmetic sequence to a function to an equation. When we're comparing it, specifically, if you look at these two, they both have the same slope and they both have the same y-intercept. So that's what I wrote down. The equation and the function have the same slope and the y-intercept. A difference that you notice between these two at least, this one has a function notation, then it has a y. That's basically what I wrote here. The only difference is that the equation has y, where the function has a f of n. There are more things that I could write down. I could have said the difference between the arithmetic sequence and the function is this one has a's of n and this one has f of n. That this piece right here is not simplified and this one is. So there's a lot of things that I could actually compare and contrast. But these are the two main things if you're comparing your function with your equation. Okay, so this is a worksheet that I handed out. It's in class. I'm going to do number 1 and number 3, and your homework is going to be number 2 and number 4. So they're asking us to write each arithmetic sequence as a linear function. So I'm going to change this a's of n to f of n, and now it's going to be a linear function. I'm going to simplify it, and then we're going to graph the integers from 1 to 10. This is why I have 1 through 10 here. So if I'm going to simplify it, I'm going to go 5 times n. So now I'm going to have 16 plus 5n. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. These right here, 16 and negative 5, are like terms. So I'm going to have f of n is equal to 5n. You want anything that has a letter to go first. 16 minus 5 is positive 11. And then once we have our function, this n is the numbers 1 through 10. So 1 through 10. They want us to find 10 points. To get your f of n, you're basically going to get your n values, these right here. So n equals 1. You're going to substitute in there. So you're basically going 5 times 1 plus 11. That would be 16. And then 5 times 2 plus 11. This would be 10 plus 11 is 21. And if you notice, this is increasing by 5. So once you see a pattern, you don't have to plug in the stuff. You could do it in your head. 21 plus 5 is 26. 26 plus 5 is 31. 31 plus 5 is 36. 36 plus 5 is 41. Then it's 46. Then it's 51, 56, and then 61. Those are your actual points. Now what you're going to do is for your n's of 1s right here, all of this is your x-axis values, and these are your y-axis values. On your original graph, you had nothing, so you really have to figure out how you're going to go on your y-axis. These are always going to be 1 through 10, but this x-axis might be here or might be here, depending on what these numbers are. If you notice, my smallest number is 16, my biggest number is 61. That means I can't go by 1s and get all the way to 61 with the graph they gave me. I also can't use 2s, can't use 5s, but if I go by 10s, the distance between this point and this point is 10, it's going to work out. So that's why we go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Even though I only need to get a 61, which is here, I added those two. So now what you're doing, make this a little bit bigger, is you're going at point 1 right here. At 1, your answer is 16. So this is 10. So 16 is a little past the 15 mark, which is right there. And you're going to put a dot there. And then you're going to go to 2, and you're going to go to 21. So 20 is right here, and that means 21 is right above it. When you put all your dots, all your 10 dots, you should have like a straight line of dots. Next one should be 26, which is a little bit past the halfway mark. then 31, then 36, then 41, then 46, then 51, and then 56, sorry, and then 61. If you notice, the dots make a kind of straight line. So what I want you to notice is that any arithmetic sequence, like I said yesterday, is going to be a linear function. That means it will give you something that is straight line. Okay, I'm gonna do next one is gonna be number 3. Well, I already did it and I forgot to erase it. So let's just talk over it really quick. So kind of the same thing. I had a positive there and a negative. A positive times a negative is a negative 20. I changed the a's of n to be f of n. Okay, then you're gonna multiply the negative 20. So negative 20 times n is negative 20n. Negative 20 times negative 1 is positive 20. You're gonna combine like terms, and you're gonna get negative 20n plus 120. And this is your function. And again, like last time, they're asking us to find the first 10 numbers. So 10 points, that's why I have 1 through 10. If I substitute my value of 1 into my function right here, so I'm going to get negative 20 times 1, which is negative 20. Negative 20 plus 120 is 100. Now I'm going to do the next number. Negative 20 times that 2 is negative 40. Negative 40 plus 120 is 80. And if you notice, it's decreasing by 20. So if you subtract 20 from each one, 80 minus 20 is 60. 60 minus 20 is 40. 40 minus 20 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. 0 minus 20 is negative 20. Negative 40, negative 60, negative 80. So now these are y values that go here. And remember, on yours is blank. So you have to figure out how we're going to get it from negative 80. So negative numbers and positive numbers. So that means we cannot have this x-axis down here. We needed to put it up in the middle. It's still going to be 0 to 10, but now it has to be in the middle. This is why they give you a blank one where there's no x or y axis. So you need to know, okay, I need to put these on the bottom of that axis. 0 here, negative 20, negative 40, 60, and then your positive numbers go up here. Now you're just going to plot your points. At 1, my answer is 100. So at 1, my answer is 100. At 2, my answer is 80. At 3, it's 60. At 4, it's 40. At 5, it's 20. At 6, it's 0. At 7 is negative 20. At 8, it's negative 40. At 9 is negative 60. And at 10 is negative 80. And again, if you notice, now you have, again, a linear function that's going down. And this time it has a negative slope because it is reducing by negative 20. So that's our function. Now your job for tonight's homework is to do 2 and 4. Remember, make sure you turn in your grades, your work on Canvas.